table 3. We had 3 entries. One was sort of a chili on spaghetti. There's the spaghetti. One was burgers on donuts, bacon cheeseburgers on donuts. And the third one was ham biscuits. And they're all very good.
We had pork tenderloin, which was wrapped in bacon, which was excellent, cooked tender, very tasty. Brunswick stewed, it was really good. And we had shrimp and scallop kebabs. And
What's your favorite of
the pork tenderloin, absolutely. It's cooked perfect.
We had a brisket with some macaroni and cheese. I think the macaroni and cheese had a little smoke to it. It was a little bit different, but good. Then we went on to a meatloaf. Meatloaf was, clearly homemade, but very, very good as well. And then had some. I think they were I don't know if it was a deep fried or a breaded like pork nugget with the sauces, and sauces, they did a good job with the sauce.
My name is Dylan.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to cook some tenderloin for around 4 or 5 years. Because it's fun and I really like cooking, and it's not for the winning, it's just for the fun of it. It don't matter if you win or lose. I'm going to put red dirt. I'm going to put my secret stuff, and I'm going to wrap it in bacon, and I'm going to put it over my tenderloin. Okay. Red dirt. And I'm gonna wrap it with this once I put that stuff on it. And now I'm gonna spice up the bacon. I'm gonna wrap it over. I'm gonna fold it over. Wrapping it and I'm folding it over. Folding it and tucking it. That's a little bit wrong, so it should be done in a couple of hours. Start with propane, and then we put charcoal in with it, then we put some wood in. Yeah. Right here it is. And this is a pretty good smoker. What? Pig candy. It was a couple of hours.
My name is Bill Wallace, and I am here with my wife Faith.
Around, yeah, 160.
Faye and I make custom handmade bowls. We make a bowl called a ring bowl. Our bowls are made from 7 8-inch rings. We laminate them together. We use nothing but the natural woods, the natural colors of the wood, and we use woods from all over the world. We put a food safe finish on each piece. They're suitable for food use. You can eat out of them. You can use them for salads. Our bowls are numbered and dated, and we hand make them in Carrollton, Georgia. We specialize in what we call heritage bowls also. We take other people's woods from their home places, their barns, or their properties, and make their family custom pieces out of their own woods. We started doing this type of bowl 13 years ago as a hobby, and it kind of become an obsession, and we made so many bowls we found out that we needed to get rid of some, so we started doing the fine arts and craft shows and selling some of our bowls. We do keep some of the prettiest ones ourselves, but we make bowls, we make cake plates, we make all types of canisters out of the natural woods. Our cake plates are something that is unique, and we developed these over the years. You have one side for your cake, and when you turn the base over, you have your chip and dip server on the opposite side. And if you need a big serving piece, we made the piece so that it would fit like this for your punch and your cookies, or your big salads, or your other needs. We also make one smaller cake plate that we have, that we designed so that one side is your cake, and you turn that piece over and you've got a holder for your 9-inch pie dish on the reverse side. So you can use it for pies or for cakes, either one. We do use the best glass that we can find, which is anchor hocking glass, and it gives us a good weight and a good seal around the cake plate itself. We make larger nut bowls, we make fruit bowls, all types of wooden bowls out of the 7 8-inch rings. We also use a beautiful colored woods from Africa, this is a Purple Heart wood here, and that's the natural color of the Purple Heart.
You have a website?
No, we don't have a website. We have an email address on our cards. It's wallacewoodcrafts.com. wallacewoodcrafts.aol. And I guess that's about all we know to do.
What y'all think, children? This one looks pretty good. This one? Both medium and that one small. Which one y'all think? This one or? Tight. This one. Something different. What's the time, buddy? Y'all got some parsley ready to top the box? No, not that one. Front. Side. What y'all think?
That's good.
All right, fix the parcel.
And y'all.
Right. Number one was my favorite. I thought it was cooked excellent, and probably the only negative I could give is just a little bit too much of the hot spice in there, but it had nice flavor. Other than that, like I said, it was, to me, meat was cooked just about perfect. Number two was probably my least favorite. Between 2 or 3, it was a little tough, really didn't have any flavor. Number 3 was dry, overcooked. There was, to me, a lot of hot heat to it, but didn't have the spice flavor to it. Number 4 came in second. It was just a hair dry to me, but had good appearance. And the spices were nice, but just a little bit too much of a hot spice.
Okay.
Number 1 was very good. I thought it was extremely well cooked. It was tender. The meat was not overpowered by the spices, and that was my favorite. Number 2, didn't care for that much. It was just a little chewy. Number 3 was very good to me. It was close to number 1. I did have a little bit of heat, and I liked that. The 4th one was my least favorite. The meat was pretty rubbery to me.
I guess starting with number 1, it was very, very well cooked. Maybe almost too soft in a way, but I really like that taste. The second one, it was, to me, it had sort of a toughness and a saucy flavor to it that overpowered the meat. And third one, I did like the third one. It was a little tough, but overall it was very well cooked. The fourth one, I personally like hot food, but it was just a little bit of an afterburner, too much probably. But except for that, it was, it had a good taste to it.
My first time I tried.
Be good, sure.
Number 1 was very tender. The taste was very good. Number 2 was really my favorite. I thought the flavor was great. The texture of the meat was good. Number 3 was a little tough. The flavor was a little overpowering. And number 4, probably pretty much like number 3, a little dry and a little tough.
Okay, first of all, appearance-wise, I think all 4 of them looked excellent. I also liked number 1. My only comment on number 1 would maybe like to see the skin just a little bit crisper. 2 also had good tenderness to it. The third one I thought was maybe a little bit overcooked. Not sure if it was the chicken or the cooking, but a little bit dry. And number 4, I was kind of torn between number 1 and number 4. Number 4 I thought was very well presented, very tender, cooked very well, and good flavor.
All 4 of these were probably as good of 4 samples I've had all year. I think number 1 was outstanding as far as the taste and the tenderness was just right. Compare that to number 4, which was heavily sauced. You didn't know whether you were tasting the sauce or the meat in that case. 2 and 3 were very close, with number 2 being a little slightly more tender, and the taste between 2 and 3 was very close, but altogether these were 4 great samples.
Welcome, if you will, please, originally from Argo, Alabama. It is a suburb of Stuin. Somebody, she has you got new friends. Anyway, she's originally from Argo, Alabama. She's absolutely one of my favorite singers in the entire world.
I know it's supposed to be bad luck to do that.
I enjoyed number 1 and number 2 the best, I think. They were cooked perfectly. Number 3 and 4, just a little overcooked. Taste, flavor, excellent.
Okay. I enjoyed this plate of ribs. I thought it was very good. My favorite sample of the 4 was the first sample. My least favorite sample was really not a bad one on the plate. So the scores around taste and tenderness moved around, and I'm not sure which I'd point to as my least favorite because they were all good.
I also enjoyed all of the samples. Number 1 was my favorite. Had a good flavor and really good tenderness. Number 4 was my least favorite. Had a decent flavor, but it was just overcooked.
I agree with number 1 and 2 being the best cooked. Number 1 I thought had the best balance of flavor and seasoning. Number 3 was well overcooked or undercooked, and number 4 tended on my plate to be overcooked.
I'll second all that. Number 1 was definitely my favorite. I enjoyed kind of the sweetness of it. I thought it was cooked very well. The last 2, the third one was definitely undercooked, and my last one absolutely just fell apart and was very overcooked.
Yeah, that's what.
My favorite was the first 2. I thought they were both outstanding. My least favorite was number 3. It was overcooked and had a unique flavor.
I'm about to show you how the New South rolls with their pork box. A lot of people, I mean, I put a little culinary zest on mine. A lot of people are just cliche, traditional. Come on, this is the new age, new generation. It's time for a new look, so to speak. And I'm about to break it down to you how we do it here at the Jackson South.
That keeps the heat that way.
Absolutely. Grab that for me. No, it's okay. Hey, angle my box at me. Angle my box at me. Come on.
That makes a heavy box.
Absolutely, the more the merrier now. That's the way I look at life, and I think them judges think the same way I do.
What, the more the merrier?
The more the merrier. That's the way I look at it.
Some people might not agree with you.
You don't like a lot of meat? I mean, when it comes to when it comes to consumption of food, I say the more the merrier. And we're here at a food competition. My God, they better like it. I bet, wouldn't it be something they mark me down for putting too much in the box?
I don't think they've ever done that with anybody.
Some shit there.
And your meat glistens so pretty.
My meat's always glistening. Don't you worry about that. Nice moist shine to it. God almighty damn. I hope this don't make the internet. It's about to get real up in here.
I'm harassing you. I'm sorry.
Of course I'm playing with my meat. What little boy wouldn't love playing with his meat?
Don't they grow up playing with their meat?
Absolutely. It's in our... We've been doing it for thousands of years. I'll be damned they're gonna stop me now. And I hate while it's public and indecency. If I want to play with my meat in public, by God, I can do it.
I thought we were talking about barbecue.
I am. What are y'all talking about? Hold on now. Whoa. I'm talking public display of barbecue meat playing here. Little meat seduction.
PDB, not PDA?
Yeah, for real. Keep me updated on that time, also. Alright, we're going for the... Watch your foot. We're going for that money muscle.
We're good. It's 12:47.
Clean house. Always save your hands on your money muscle because you never know when you're gonna need them. This is when it gets to be an art. Pork box is the most detailed box. To me, in my eyes, you can do so much with it. And you taste first with your eyes, and what you want to do with these judges and manipulate, persuade, whatever word or phrase you'd like to call it. But when they see this box, it's like, God damn, I must possess this product. And I'll be damned. And that's how we lay out our boxes here at Jackson South, for desirable purposes.
If I was going to judge, the first thing I want to do is see something I can't wait.
Oh, absolutely.
Put my mouth on it. It's like, oh yeah, I really want to taste that.
Absolutely.
That meat.
I want to put that meat in my mouth.
Because you're right, you eat with your eyes.
You're right. I mean, that's what I've learned from I have got a great mentor, as you probably know. But
if you don't eat with your eyes, and sometimes your eyes deceive you, it might look
and that happens.
Taste
and that happens a lot.
Very good.
It happens a whole lot.
90% of the time, if it looks good, it's got to taste good.
Usually, that's usually the case. But as I said, looks can be deceiving.
It's rare that you see something that looks really good.
It is rare. It is rare. Especially out here. I mean, the worst food you get out here is going to be the best you ever get in a barbecue restaurant. And that's the real truth of it. I mean, and the best you get out here is going to be, top of the line barbecue. You're talking world-class Q here.
Well, this is richer than anything.
This is the best of the best.
You're not going to get it in a barbecue restaurant.
Never.
No.
You couldn't afford to eat it.
It's like Shane's Rib Shack, just franchising everywhere. Have you seen that?
Hell, Shane. Hell, Shane.
I don't eat.
Hell, Shane. Jackson, way to go.
I really don't.
Shane don't know jack shit about barbecue. I can promise you that.
I do eat at a restaurant that does smoked meat, but it's smoked meat. It's not.
Shane don't know diddly hoo-ha about cooking real barbecue.
Barbecue is what we do here.
Let's get that.
It's either low and slow or hot and fast, depending on who's cooking and their teacher.
And those low and slow folks are usually low and slow. Mental status. Kidding. A lot of people just don't know how to cook hot and fast, and I understand that. I'm not dissing the slow method. It's just the way I was raised. Tradition. I'm driven by tradition. I'm gonna keep to my traditional values, and I'm gonna do what wins, or has won 3 world titles. And I've witnessed all 3 of those. As a matter of fact, using hot and fast method.
Well, he did low and slow at one time in his life.
Back in the, Pitt, but Pitt ain't. That ain't. I'm talking competition. I'm talking circuit.
Yeah.
On the circuit, no.
A long time ago, he did low and slow. He doesn't do it anymore.
No, he doesn't. He can't. Why? Why waste your time?
Why do low and slow? We need to get something.
You know the man. You damn right. I love my beauty sleep as well, even though I don't need it, but I love it. So, gotcha. Every time I come up with the box layout, I try to, every time actually, pork box is the only one I dream about. Every time, right before I go to sleep in the hotel room, I always try to think of a box layout and I dream of it. Every time. It's a mental status. You got to get your head right. Every thought goes through your mind through, hell, since Wednesday has been nothing but barbecue. If you want to win, you got to be focused. You got to be determined. You got to be driven.
And if you practice, you got to practice the way you're going to cook.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What's my time, Kyle?
Window opens in 2 minutes. Okay. 12:53.
Shit. Hot damn.
On the money?
On the money. On the money. And as I said, you ain't gonna see a box. You ain't gonna see a box like this out there. I've seen majority of your boxes. They try to lay them out to where, it's typical, like, in meaning, you don't want to, how can I put this in words? You want the piece of meat you're putting in there. The judges are trained to identify meat with certain products, certain pieces of the, whatever category it is. And you don't want that product or the piece of meat you're putting in there. I know everything about it. I can break this down blindfolded, but you don't want them to not be able to identify that product you put in the box.
What it is.
Exactly. And I try my best. But at the same time, you want to keep it edgy. You don't want to be typical. That ain't my style. That ain't how we roll.
You're new and fresh.
No, there you go. I like the edge.
Which is why we do box preps, because nobody does them the same.
No, you never do the same. And another thing about that, the reason why you do not keep your box the same, it's in human nature to try to want to know everything. They want to know. Those judges back there, they want to know whose boxes is, but it's blind, but they still want to guess it. And the way to guess it or track it, they start learning the layout of the box. And coincidentally, it's the same team every time, so I do not give them that opportunity. I'm not saying it's corrupt. I'm not saying that at all. No. I'm saying I do not give them the opportunity to even try to identify my box every time.
But they also try and learn your flavor profiles.
That's it. And they'll do that eventually. That's why you gotta keep them edgy and keep them on their toes and swap it out on them. Keep them taste buds guessing.
Let's get this box shut.
What time is it?
We just opened a minute ago.
It's a heavy box.
Alright. We don't play around here.
Well, it is a meat contest, and there should be lots of meat in it.
Yeah. I hate you gotta put garnish in it. This ain't no salad contest, but makes it look pretty.
It's the appearance.
Pretty. These judges and their standards. Oh, damn, they need to come into my life and see my standards. Give them some of that. See what stress and overwhelming power I live under.
You stressed?
No, I'm not stressed at all, actually. I don't get stressed. I'm a pretty balanced guy, better of fact. Got my priorities in check. I know what I love to do, and I'm doing it. And it gets me paid.
That's it.
That's life. That is life. All right. What's that thing? What the heck? Is that waterproof camera on top of a camera?
Sure is.
Y'all blowing my mind with y'all's damn technological mumbo jumbo.
Just think, you know, if I could actually get a chest harness and you could put it on your chest and you'd have barbecue camp.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome. Right on.
Put a helmet, put it on there.
What is it?
GoPro.
GoPro, yeah.
Get out there, cool. See what all that tastes like. See that piece of meat right there? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. No, you don't, but damn it, it's good.
$12.50. 8.
Thank you. Touch it up right now. Go ahead and start putting parsley. Forget all that. Wipe it down. Quick. Put parsley on the edge. There's already that point. No hesitation. Fill it in quick. Right on the edge. Back. Start with the back. I'm about to be done here and I'll help you. He's on that bad boy. Front and center. Bam. Now we'll wet it down. Just keep putting your parsley. Keep putting it down. I'll do it.
Okay. I really liked number 4. It was tender. It was moist. Flavorful. I give it a high score. Number 2 was a little mushy to me. Good flavor. Scored a little bit lower on tenderness. Okay. That's all.
I liked number 4 and number 2 also in flavor. Number 3 for me was had a very salty aftertaste, and number 1 had a very sweet aftertaste.
Okay. Number 3 was my favorite. It was due to the salt. It had a good after flavor, and number 1 was my least favorite, as it seemed to be a bit overcooked and was very sweet.
Number 3 was also my favorite. It was best cooked. It was very firm and not as overcooked as number 1, which was also, I felt, way too mushy and very overcooked.
Number 3 for me was way too salty, and that was my least favorite. And number 4, I think, was probably my the best that I had.
I feel number 1 was the best. Everything blended right in. The meat was cooked perfect. Number 2 had no taste at all to me, and number 3 was also way over salted. Number 4 had some kind of spices mixed in, which might be good to some people, but to me it wasn't that great.
You okay?
Yeah.
You want to taste it? Well, this is what we might chunk.
Yeah.
But we've got to.
Well, we have obviously not used that, but That trim. Bark is fairly firm. It's just a little thin, but I was just doing a
right, because that's not going to do us any good on those little pieces.
You know, come like that, so we can get a full slice. Or is that going to be too much for the box?
No, that's fine.
Right there.
Yeah. Looks good.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
Very pretty.
Let me see, before you do that, let me see the box, please.
See, I'm thinking that's a little too wide.
We may have to cut that corner. That's what I'm
Right,
thinking.
okay. Yeah.
What a shame.
Okay. Do your thing, Daddy-O. You know, check the pull. Oh, this is going to be really thick on bottom, so this is going to be scrappy anyway.
You want me to cut it?
No, that was at an angle.
It's fine.
Okay. Thanks.
We can go to the electric. Whoop. Oh,
no, it's
think the knife
it's
is
good.
dull, or... Let's do some back trimming on that, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
Get a dry paper towel and be ready to spot.
Well.
Yeah, I'll just let him get everything in first.
Grab some extra parsley. Get a little bit. I
Bob,
see that now.
Parsley.
Bob, we need you.
Parsley. Doctor.
Doctor. Scalpel. Look at this too damn close.
Time.
I'm not gonna try to get up the sides.
132.
If we do, we'll have to go all the way down.
Okay.
You agree?
Agreed.
Just need one there, one there.
I know it.
I'm gonna have to.
So, all in all, I like the first two the best. Probably favored this one. Nice beefy flavor. I think it would have been perfect if it were done a little bit less. But I really liked the basic texture of all three cuts here, and this one had a good flavor too. A little overdone. This did not have much flavor at all, and I thought this was a little bit on the tough side. And this cut was a little different, and as you can see, it got a little bit mushy and not much flavor as well.
My first brisket had a mild taste. The square pieces were actually the best. It was some of the parts were tender, some of the parts were dry, but overall I enjoyed the flavoring. My second brisket had a nice smoke ring to it. The sides were actually basted a little bit of a sweet flavor, and I actually appreciated that with the muskiness of the brisket. My third piece was slightly overcooked. After a while, it became very mushy. I felt like it needed more flavor. It was plain. My fourth piece had a very odd taste to begin with, and after a few seconds of chewing the food, a heavy peppery aftertaste came in. On appearance, compared to the other boxes when the meat was presented, the pieces were, no longer than 3 inches, and the way the texture, the way the meat looks, just looks like maybe the cook had a hard day.
Yes, I thought overall briskets were fairly good. My best was 2 and 3, the best flavor and little tenderness. Number 4, the appearance, and then it was a little overdone. I think number 1 was a little overdone. But overall, all the barbecue today here has been real good.
I would have to agree with that on mine. I think that they were all very good. Number 3 probably had the best as far as the regulations go for judging on texture and or tenderness. And number 2 and my number 3 had the best as far as overall flavor. Number 1 was overdone. It had a fairly good flavor, but it was overdone, and so it was a little mushy. And number 4 was a little, actually it wasn't quite done enough, so it wasn't quite tender enough, and the taste was just a little bland for me.